So, we're here with Ben Jacques-Maynes, and I guess I have to ask the first question about Nevada Classic, and the race, and the crowd, and how. Tell me about your experience there.
The overall experience, just epic. You know, definitely one of the most unique bike races I've done in a while. The crowds were as good or better than Tour California. I was right around the guys that everyone was cheering for, so it was extra loud for that one. But the whole thing was, the bike race played out pretty typically for Nevada City, just a hard start, and I turn around and look back and there's no one following. And, what do you do at that point? Just kind of settle yourself in for the long haul and just pray to God to not get dropped. It was a great experience riding with those guys. Got to see firsthand how good they're going to be. They're going to pretty much rock in France. I think it's going to be for an exciting race over there, and I had an exciting race in Nevada City.
So tell me about the fact that did you pull Paul from once you lapped the field and you caught the chase group? Did you actually pull Paul so you wouldn't chase?
Well, actually, Paul had attacked to go for fourth place. And Levi thought it was me. He chased super hard. He went full gas to chase back Paul, and I'm like, Levi, wait, it's Paul. You can let him go. And the crowd was too loud, and it just wasn't going to happen. Catches up to him. Levi does the double take. Oh, well, Paul can go. That's okay. It's like, man, Paul just fired every bullet he has to try to make that move. And I fired just about every bullet I had to follow it. So it's unfortunate, but that's just racing.
So tell me about. So now suddenly, how many years been racing? 10 years? 9 years professionally?
Professionally?
Yeah, 7. I can't remember.
At least 7. Yeah.
At least 7, right?
7 or 8.
So suddenly you're like an overnight success.
Oh,
on Twitter.
The slow growth.
So tell me about that.
I've been in it for the long haul. If you want to say how many Twitter followers you are, I'm still a rank amateur. So there's plenty more degrees of Twitterati to collect.
So
way out there.
So when you think about that suddenly everybody's talking about you, which I guess is a good thing. But
well, honestly, that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Is get my name put out there, and people say Ben Jacques-Maynes and BISSELL together. That's kind of the idea. So I just wanted to represent as best I could, and also be a good sportsman and try to put myself out there as best I can. I don't want to be a dirty racer. I basically felt like it would have been a bad move if I had really tried to race those guys to the line, having sat on them for an hour 20. So, it was and one of them, if they're going to 1-2 me, you got Lance and Levi 1-2ing you. There's no way I'm going to win that combination. I know how that race works out, so at that point it's about just trying to make it look good and hoping to get second.
All right, so tell me about your year so far. We're halfway now, I guess, maybe a bit more actually.
I'm actually in the middle of my mid-season break right now.
This is your break?
Just racing locally.
Okay, all right.
I guess. It's already been pretty long. We started in January in Argentina, and came out of the gates there pretty good. I felt I had a pretty good Tour of California as well. Rode a couple breakaways. The only blight there was I didn't finish the race. I really would have liked to finish the race. I felt great on that last day, and just the weather, everything all added up to taking me out of the overall picture. I've been pretty consistent, always up there in the top 5. And if it's not me, it's Tom or Berg or anyone else that we're riding for. There's plenty of opportunity on the team now for someone else to step up. And so I've, done my fair share of pulling hard and, setting up Frank or Kirk for a sprint. And, and that's the kind of mutual support that you need. Those guys are going to help me when I'm in the lead, and I got to help set them up when it's their turn. So that feels good to me. It's a great situation to be in, to be able to support the team in such a manner.
All right, so we're here at the American Velodrome Challenge on your break. So what's the plan? And I hear you're racing with Mr. Holloway in the Madison?
Yeah, the Grand Master himself at a ripe young age. I'll be learning from him a little bit, but we're just here to have fun, really. That's what track racing has always been for me. It's fun. It's a lot of excitement. Good workout. That's about it.
All right. So what's up for you after this? When are you
I'll do Fitchburg, Cascade, Elk Grove. There's my man.
There he is. Oh!
He's getting smoked. He's going to the repechage.
Yeah. All right.
That's all right.
That's all right. So Fitchburg Cascade.
Gets back
I know.
Yeah, I'll do Fitchburg, Cascade,
Yeah.
Elk Grove, Utah, US Pro, Missouri,
Whoa.
Track Nationals, Sun Tour, Southland Tour.
Damn, it's a long season again.
Well, I'm used to going full all winter and fall from cyclocross, so still getting November and December off seems pretty easy to me.
And what's your biggest focus on all that? You know, you won't. I mean, with all those races.
US Pro Time Trial. I'd really like to get out there, and I took a look at it. I didn't race it last year. I had coming back from a broken collarbone. I couldn't ride in the aero bars, and so I took a look at the course. It's like, this, if I come here good, this is tailor-made for me. You know, a lot of power, a lot of standing up and sprinting out of corners, fast cornering, that kind of stuff, which, you know, I'm really comfortable on my time trial bike. I think I have a good chance of that. Going to Utah right before that. A lot of the guys who have done well at US Pro in Greenville come straight from Utah and don't come from the crits and those other kinds of races. So
your first time at Utah, right?
I was supposed to do Utah last year, and the collarbone took me out of the scene. So I was playing catch up basically the entire last half of the season from Cascade on.
All right, and I'd like to get your opinion. What do you think of the Tour of California moving to May?
I'm all for it. I mean, we're gonna have some big climbs. You know, it's already pretty epic. It's just gonna be a little bit more epic. I mean, and the racing itself will be a lot more intense. Georgia itself the roads are much easier, but the racing itself is a lot more intense. You get to the finishing circuit, and first you've done 130 miles to get there. That was the longest day in California. You do that every day. So the stages are going to be bigger, the finishes are going to be faster, and the better weather is just going to make it that much more, you know, beautiful, scenic, and hopefully better racing.
You still involved with the Santa Cruz folks to try and get it for next year?
Yeah, actually, I did a meeting with them yesterday. Try to, you know, it's a big ordeal with the budget crisis, and you know, all the managers are looking at. City managers, they're getting furloughed, they're looking at huge budget deficits, and then, you know, it's going to cost more than last year. I mean, how can they really deal with that? That's hard for the city to look at, that's hard for EEG to deal with, so we were coming up with ways to really make that work. And the absolute success of the Santa Cruz stage and of the Tour of California in general really plays another favor with that in terms of going out and finding alternate sponsorship.
Thanks, Ben.